My friend Mike from Draken Watches is back with his latest update/relaunch, the Peregrine. The name Draken comes from the name Drakensberg, meaning Mountains of Dragons. The Drakensberg extends almost the entire length of South Africa, and it is a place I'd very much like to visit one day. Since 2015, Mike releases burly watches for equally burly wrists, and this is no exception. But there are some fun details here that I will highlight today. I've always enjoyed his approach to watches, firmly in the Germanic spirit of well-built, sturdy and solid watches. Mike is from South Africa, but based in New Zealand, and I know he's a fan of nature and the outdoors, so all the talk of adventure and getting out amongst the hills and trees is certainly not for show. If you want to know a bit more about Mike, check out my interview with him here. I wanted to check out a full Lume dial this time, and they really are quite fun to play with. You need almost no charge and you can still easily tell the time, and I'll come back to this a bit later. You may notice a few uncommon details today, like the crown on the left side and a small unusual complication at 6. We'll cover all this in today's review, but it's definitely function followed by form, and not necessarily a choice made for aesthetics only. But I do enjoy this since I wear watches on my right hand. So let's get stuck into it. I've harped on about the size, so we'll jump to this first, since it'll quite quickly give you an idea on if this watch is for you. The diameter is 42mm and lug to lug is 48.7mm. Lug width is 22mm and is 12.9mm thick. Weight is 168 grams on the bracelet, and the water resistance is 100 meters. Getting a bit closer to the dial, I will firstly point out that this is not the only design option for this model. The white and black Fliege layout are also available, and they're quite attractive, but I do enjoy this version A white, and legibility is absolutely spot on. The logo is printed at just under the 12 and crisp in its application. Moving down to the model name and automatic, same here, and some nice blue details that are all replicated around the dial in the markers at 12, 3, 6 and 9. The indices are all applied and black on steel, as are the hands, which I really like. It's cool to see black inlaid in steel, and it just works visually here. The date complication on all Miyota movements are too small in my opinion, which is even more apparent on larger watches, but whatever. Let's concentrate on the fun power reserve complication here. This is the reason that the crown is on the left hand side, since having this at 6 means that the Miyota 9130 movement is sitting upside down in a way, or the right way if you ask me, with my silly habit of wearing watches on my right hand. A tiny hand indicates where the power reserve of 40 hours is currently at, which is genuinely useful if you've not worn your watch for a while, or more likely are just curious. If it was at all possible, it would have been quite cool to have a gauge that moved to red rather than a hand, which from memory is kind of what an earlier model played around with, but I do love this fun detail on the Peregrine, and I hope you do too. Protecting the dial is a flat sapphire crystal with inner and outer AR coating, which is clearly effective. There are some people out there that don't enjoy outer coatings, but personally I've never had the misfortune of scratching it and seeing strange artifacts on the crystal in doing so. The crown is large, knurled and very easy to grip. Quite clearly this case is a strong design that has presence on your wrist. The Peregrine is definitely one for those of you that enjoy that particular feeling. I know opinions are divided on the bold Draken case logo on the opposite side of the crown, but to me it's another strong detail on a bold case design. Flipping the watch over and we get a nice view of the Miyota 9130. It is not the most exciting movement in the world to view, but it's always fun to see any of these little machines in motion, and this may be someone's first experience with that, and that person will not be unhappy, that's for sure. Now to the strap. I really do like this sailcloth strap quite a lot. It's just a perfect fit for me and my tastes, and it's incredibly comfortable and pliable. I'm not sure if Mike has changed suppliers here, but to me it's much better than I remember from previous models. Despite the drilled lugs, both the excellent strap that I like very much and the bracelet comes with a very convenient feature of quick release spring bars. I know many of you prefer bracelets, and this is a solid and comfortable option. The buckle is signed and the push release buttons are recessed, so nothing will stick out and get caught on anything. There are plenty of micro adjusts, and the screw-in links means that this is an easy one to adjust at home yourself with a small screwdriver. I mainly wore this on the strap, but I have no hesitation recommending the bracelet to you. This Lume dial really is very good. This type of Lume treatment means that even far into the night you'll see what time it is, and it's really so much more effective than applying Lume to hands and indices. So long as you're not hiding from snipers in the woods, you'll love this. Both the Type A and Type B versions of the Draken Peregrine is priced at $599 on bracelet or $549 on strap. But if you pre-order now, you'll get them at 20% off, so the bracelet version will come all the way down to $479. This is pretty good value for a well-built micro brand with an excellent sturdy movement. And don't just take my word for it. There are tons of reviews out there praising the Draken watches, and even plenty of reviews captured on the site itself. If this particular model is not for you, then I think you should have a look around on the site. For instance, the Oraki model that I covered not too long ago is a smaller and perhaps overall more discreet option that is still a sturdy and solid wear with a small seconds complication and can even be had on a small bund strap. As with all micro brands, you're supporting a small family business directly, so do me a favor and don't just follow the link in the description and move on. Put your hard-earned cash behind this one and let's support this small Kiwi business. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.